Okay friends, so what we're going to do today is we're going to work on the patterns on our final piece. So again, you have this pattern sheet available to you, and I'm going to go through and start adding patterns. Now, like I said before, on the one that we did as a practice, the ones that have thinner or smaller petals, they might be too hard. Now, I drew these ones too small. So I wanted to show you what happens when you draw two small flowers. I drew these ones nice and big. Now, because I drew these ones very tiny, I can't put a whole lot of extra detail into them. So I'm just going to stick with something simple where I put dots into the petals. So you don't want to make something like this because it's very small and maybe not our best work. We don't want to overcomplicate the design by adding a lot of busy work to it. Okay, now for this one you might be stuck doing polka dots as well, because if you put too much in here, it might just look too crazy and you won't be able to see. So I'm going to make some smaller polka dots. So just do some smaller work as you go around. And it's okay if it's not perfect. Don't worry about that. Same thing with here. If you go and try to do some crazy line work, you're not going to be able to see it. This is why I've told you over and over again to make them bigger. Now, the polka dots, they're actually working pretty well. But say if you try to come in here and you try to do stripes, that's pretty much all you can put in this space. Because if you try to put anything else inside of here, you're going to lose all of the drawing that you did. It's just not going to look very good. So you don't want to overcomplicate your smaller flowers. Because like I said, if you didn't follow directions and you made these too small, it might be too hard. Now these, okay, they were small, and I made it work by using one pattern, and that's it, okay? Now for these bigger flowers, I'm gonna kind of mimic what we did on our practice one. So I really liked the way this flower came out, so I'm gonna do that in this one. I'm going to start with coloring in the center. And as you can see, the center of my flower on this one isn't perfect. So I'm going to color in my center. Nice and solid. Now if you don't have a marker, you can just shade it in with a pencil. And then it looks like I did some curved lines. So I'm going to just do some horizontal curved lines. Hey, I was kind of messing around with that one, but I think I want to try to keep them similar enough and then we're going to do polka dots. And then kind of like zigzags. Polka dots again. Because I'm doing a pattern. Now I could have fixed that flower. I didn't do it though. Or that petal anyway. but I didn't do it. It's okay. That one looks kind of like Easter eggs, and I like that one a lot. All right, now this last one here. This last one, I think, just to make it different, I'm going to do kind of what I did before, and I'm just going to make something simple. Now, I made a small center in there. Can't really do a whole lot with it. This one, can't do a lot with the center, so I'm going to color it in. That actually looks really nice in there. This one, that looks too busy, so I'm going to color that in. That actually looks pretty good. This one, I think I'm going to leave that one open. I like the way that looks with that one. Okay. Now for this, maybe, and I'm trying something here. If it doesn't look good, then no well. Maybe I can do, I'm thinking while I'm drawing here, some wavy lines going the other way. It's interesting. Okay. So what I did is I went in between those ones. This actually looks pretty neat. Then I'm going to repeat that step where I go in between these ones, because I don't want them to line up perfectly. I want them to kind of be off center a little bit. Oh, I got two of that one. That's fine. That looks neat. All right, so the background. Background, we already used a lot of polka dots in here. I do like my polka dots, but I think this background might need something different. So something different I'm going to do is I'm going to do little spirals. Just to fill in some empty spaces. You can make them smaller. Now here's where you can kind of play with your random patterns. They can be different sizes. They can be big. They can be small. They can be tiny. They can be medium size. And then maybe just to fill it in, we can add polka dots, but not as many as we did on our practice one. Just a few here and there to make things look more put together. Okay. I like that. That looks good. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on to the final step, which would be coloring this in, and we are going to do that at a later time.